Kirubi Memorial Service took place yesterday in Nairobi. And from the speeches during that event, it was very clear that Chris Kirubi used to be very influential, politically speaking, in this country. Chris Kirubi was not a politician. And why was he influential? To an extent that he determined the running mate to the Nairobi gubernatorial race in 2017. The idea of the Nairobi Metropolitan Services was actually his idea, implemented by the president. Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka, and most people who spoke at this event, especially the politicians, narrated how Kirubi was influential. Why do you think Chris Kirubi was influential? Chris Kirubi was influential because of the money. He was a billionaire. He had the money. And because he had the money, he had the influence. There was another event. And that event was organized by business tycoons from the larger Mount Kenya region. And Polycarp Igathe was the face of that event. And Raila Odinga was the main guy, the chief guest at that event. I want us to look at that event and dissect why it was organized. Because the mood of that event is actually telling. Just watch this so that you can understand the mood at that event. So why do you think that event was organized? An event of Kikuyu Tycoons and Raila Odinga. The theme of that event was actually business and politics. And they were trending a hashtag, "We mean business." From the speeches, they were very clear that rivers always flow from the mountain to the lake, and that nothing can actually stop any river from the mountain from flowing into the lake. That was basically an endorsement of Raila Odinga. But why do you think that event was organized, and what were the objectives? I just have 4 because I want to be very brief, short today. The first objective of that meeting was actually to introduce Raila Odinga into the Mount Kenya exclusive business community or exclusive club. The reason I began by giving you the example of Chris Kirubi and his influence is that I wanted you to understand how tycoons always influence politics. There is no way you can become the president of the Republic of Kenya without the influence of top businessmen, business tycoons in this country, not only in Kenya, globally. You must have the backing of the tycoons. And these tycoons, they normally have their clubs, which is exclusive. The moment they allow you into that club, then definitely it means you are now part of their game plan. In April, Jim Nambaru made an interesting tweet that all said and done, Raila Odinga still remains the best bet for the presidency. That statement by Jim Nambaru, who is one of the business tycoons from the region, tells you that Raila Odinga is actually being accepted by the larger Mount Kenya, especially the business class. Once these guys are done with their thing, then they'll now start figuring out how they're going to take it to the next level. William Ruto, currently as we speak, is a frontrunner, especially when it comes to the larger Mount Kenya region. But you see, he's been running there alone. Nobody has challenged the deputy president for Mount Kenya politics up to now, from 2019. Uhuru Kenyatta has not taken his time to challenge him. The business tycoons from that area have remained silent. So the thing is, these guys were sending a message that as the business elite of the larger Mount Kenya region, they've endorsed and they've embraced Raila Odinga. You just need to figure out who were some of the members or people who attended this event so that you can understand. I'm going to get a list, but I'm told it was who is who in the banking sector, in the insurance, in the construction, in the telecommunication, all sector. They were there. And you can tell from the mood. The second thing, objective of this meeting, in my view, is also about the interest of the larger Mount Kenya region, politically speaking. Who was the face of this event? Polycarp Igathe. Who is Polycarp Igathe? The immediate former deputy governor for Nairobi. Igathe is back in politics. So Kenyans must just start figuring out that Igathe is back in politics. What is his interest? So these guys were telling Baba that now we are here. Tell us what you have for us politically. I can deduce two things. The first thing is the Nairobi politics. The second thing is the running mate. When I come to Nairobi politics, there is no way Mount Kenya region will miss the presidency and they will miss Nairobi. So Nairobi will be part of the negotiations in 2022. And of course, Mount Kenya region will not have a serious presidential candidate in 2022. Which means they'll settle for either running mate or they'll settle for Nairobi. In this event, there was Peter Kenneth and there was Igathe. Igathe is likely to be fronted by this group because even in the last election they did that. They'll front Igathe to take care of their business interests in Nairobi. And then Peter Kenneth will be fronted for the running mate. That's how I'm looking at it. You might have a different idea, but these guys discussed the political interest of the larger Mount Kenya and how Raila Odinga can take care of their interest. Number 3 is the economy of the people of the larger Mount Kenya region and why the handshake is important. They were trying actually to explain that to the people. If you listened to some of the speeches, they were talking of the handshake and how anytime the mountain and the lake are united, the economy of the country is normally growing. And they gave the example when the economy of the country grew up to 7% during Kibaki era. It was only during the time Kibaki was working with Raila. Currently is at 5%. So they were trying to explain to the people, those who care, that the economy of the larger Mount Kenya region can actually just grow when there is the handshake. I mean, when the people of the larger Mount Kenya region and the lakeside are working together. They gave several examples like the port of Kisumu. Do you know the benefit of the port of Kisumu? The truth of the matter is that currently there are a lot of businessmen, people who go to China to import goods. They have problems with marketing, with selling their items and their products. So what the lake is doing is that the lake is opening for them a new market. Like if you are selling phones, you've already imported enough phones to Kenya. Because of the lake, you are now going to have a new market in Tanzania, a new market in Uganda, and a new market especially in the DRC. Once that market is going to open up, the people who are going to benefit more are the businessmen. And who are these businessmen? The businessmen are actually people from the larger Mount Kenya region. And of course, by their presence there, by taking charge of Raila Odinga's campaign, it means when Raila becomes the president, they'll be allowed to do business. The truth of the matter is that in this country, 60% of our budget goes to procurement. And these procurements are business, money going into the pockets of businessmen. Either you supply something, you make road, you build a dam. They are money which are meant to go to the pockets of the people to develop them, so that even if they are paying tax, at least when you're paying tax and services are there, you don't really feel. And the people who are in business, majority of them are the people of the central Kenya region. So they are positioning themselves around Raila Odinga. You can't tell me that these people will allow someone to become the president, or they'll be able to do business with someone they don't support. If, for example, Kalonzo Musyoka is going to run, or even Ruto is going to run, and they don't support Ruto, and Ruto becomes the president, do you think they'll be facilitated to do the business? No. So they're just telling their people that for us, our bet in business is going to be on this side. And number 4, which is my last point, is that these guys are laying an elaborate ground for President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga's tour of the larger Mount Kenya region. The mood, the way people are dancing. These are the men and women who will be tasked with reaching out to the grassroots. They are the people running the media. So Uhuru and Raila are supposed to start touring the larger Mount Kenya region. How do they start touring the larger Mount Kenya region? They start by ground being laid. You start by meeting with the businessmen. The people there will start reading the signal, because someone like Kirubi, for example, had a company which employed so many people. Most of these people were very influential. The business community in Nairobi, because the Kikuyus are the majority there, you meet them. Then the next group is likely to be either some focused group, either women, youth, or even church. But the idea here is that this meeting was actually laying ground for a major meeting or a major tour of the larger Mount Kenya region. The truth is, since the handshake, Raila Odinga has never attended a meeting organized as part of the handshake in central Kenya. Uhuru has been doing that in the NASA strongholds. So this probably is the first meeting. Let us wait and see how things are going to unfold moving forward. Let me hear your thoughts. Again, if you're watching this channel for the first time, what we do on this channel is that we analyze politics in a way you can't get any other place. So the best thing you can do is to click subscribe button, so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Bye-bye. And by the way, Mukisa Kitui has deleted his Twitter account. I think that's something we need to analyze. Is he ready for the presidency? If he can delete his Twitter account just on one scandal, is he ready to handle the dirty politics in this nation? Tukutane baadaye. Thank you and bye. Have a good day.